So the event-driven architecture. So we have the best support from SAP explanation. So there are a lot of blogs available in SAP help.com and a lot of things to learn about the event-driven architecture. So what is event-driven architecture is something like we have the basic examples of event-driven architecture in the present market. You have Uber car booking. Okay, so when you are booking a cab or customer booking a cab, the Uber automatically sends the request to the multiple drivers. So multiple drivers, which driver is suitable for you? What is the price tag? Everything to be calculated according to the server system, and the best part of the Uber, like it will select the proper driver, nearest driver, and also the basic best price. So this all will be happening via event driven architecture or event driven mechanism. And also Netflix is also follow the event driven mechanism, event driven architecture. So in Netflix also, you can able to book particular movie, and there are multiple and thousands of requests, or more number of requests, which will be maintained by Uber and Netflix. So these are the general examples for the event-driven architecture, which are mostly utilized in the common system. And you can see in these slides, we can learn something about event-driven architecture more. And so we can able to understand in this event driven architecture what is event driven architecture, what are the components of the event driven architecture. Okay, what is event driven architecture components, and what are the accurate event times, how many formats we can have the events. Different event formats are there, like messages, files, etc. Explain two main patterns and transmitting events. So maybe two patterns are how we can able to transmit the events, that also we can learn. Describe the benefits of the event driven architecture. What are the benefits? Okay, so event driven architectures are basically decoupled. We already know what is a decoupled means. That means the receiver system may not required to be known who is the sender, and also sender do not need to know the who is the receiver. Decoupled means, for example, if the receiver system is already down, even it is system is down, after once the system is up, the event-driven architecture automatically flows the messages across the sender to receiver. So decoupling is the one best option here. So the sender would not need to know the receiver, receiver do not need to know the sender, and applications do not need aware of each other. So that is the one advantage here. And they complete the task. So even information and messages are freely automatically move in between the apps. So EDA is the best and much faster model than traditional request and response model. So in the traditional request and response model, mm, generally, the receiver must be known by the to the sender. Sender must be known to the receiver, and they must be mutually acceptable and trusted sources. But in the event-driven architecture, there is no limitation like that. So in event-driven architecture, source and the destinations will be decoupled. Okay, so they no need to know each other. Okay, now let us go to the further understanding. So events are significant change in the state. So generally, suppose something is happened in the server, either data is updated or data may be deleted, data may be inserted, then event is a significant change in the state in the system. So once SAP World Code, the business partner getting updated in SAP S4HANA, all sales order, it will be created in the SAP ECC. Generally, whatever the change happens in the S4 or ECC, it will be treated as an event. Event sources the events. A broadcast event indicates it has occurred. Event sources only know about the occurrence of the event. So once the event is happened, then only it will be known to the particular event broker, and it will be interested in the event. What interested parties reacted, being informed about the event. SAP ecosystem, most common event sources, different backend systems, most likely SAP S4 HANA and SuccessFactors system. So SuccessFactors is also event driven system which will be utilized API keys. Okay. We'll discuss about success factor APIs, how it will be work with event-driven architecture, and how the things are working in the further slides. And event brokers are immediate intermediaries actually. Most of the event brokers are intermediaries, and the brokers manage the events and SAP Event Mesh, SAP Integration Suite, Advanced Event Mesh, and Advanced Event Mesh brokers. So most of the brokers are utilized here, and see any broker which acts as a mediator. So broker means a mediator between producer and the subscriber. Okay. And even consumers or software components, the subscribers or event brokers informed about the event. So consumers are who going to consume the event. That means the message receiver. Okay. SAP ecosystem, several kinds of the consumers are possible. Extension applications, SAP technology platform, full-blown SAP like SAP S4 backend. So mostly S4 business technology, BTP, or you can say that S4 HANA. These are the main areas where you can able to do this particular event consumer and consumers and subscribe. Oh, we could say it is pub sub mechanism. Okay, and let's go to the next one. So you can see here notification email. Generally, this is the first type of the event notification event. Notification event is typically small, possible, certain, absolutely required information. It is a small size that is called notification. Idea behind this the type of event is occurs. Customers informed in the change can be decided whether they can care about this event or not. So generally, it will be a message, a small message. It may not be lengthy. Okay, that is called notification event. And also, mm, the customer may think and decide either it may be important or not. If it is not important, he will ignore. If the change isn't relevant to the consumer, not relevant means he will leave that. Okay, the consumer ignores the event completely. If the change is relevant to the consumer will follow up additional data, executing the data. In case if it is relevant, he will respond. Otherwise, he won't respond. Notification events are simply number of advantages and disadvantages. So both are there. We have advantages and disadvantages for the notification. They are typically very small, lot of notifications can be sent. Small notification like Facebook and WhatsApp notifications. They are certainly absolutely required data and data access a controlled way, better way. So there is a small message only, so it will be controlled. Data will be controlled, so it will be secured. Additional step is there when the following event accesses all required data. Suppose if you want to access that particular message or event, then additional step is required. Depending on the number of events follow-ups on they can be high efficient and highly inefficient. So number of events it depends on. So how many events or messages you are sending that is depends on. So that the efficiency of the messaging and the inefficiency will be depended on. So these are the main notification events. Okay, another one is data events. So data events are generally like the message will have the data also. Okay, data events already contain data respect to the event might relevant to the consumer. So relevant consumer message, relevant data will be available for the particular event so that the message will be added with the body. That means the message header will have a body. Okay, and the request is event processing can be start immediately. Data events are bigger than notification events. Generally, it will be data, so it will be bigger and it is potentially rely on big data. The results is that cost depends on the transportation of the events and source of the prospective higher advantages, disadvantages are available for the data events. So there is a cost associated with it because the data is high, memory also associated. All potentially needed data encoded in the event, no additional request needed. Okay, only just addition of the data is serve well and cause which consumer would require full data set. Majority cases, data events are tend to be big. Generally, most of the data events are big only because it is data. It will be higher resource consumption, higher cost, and event brokers. So event brokers also has to take that load to process the data. There are certain laws of control respect which access to potential of sensitive data. So maybe even sensitive data also you can pass in the data events. That is the one insecurity for the data events. Okay, data events are mostly a data which is added to the particular message, or you can say header which is having a body like that. Okay, so it is called data event. So insecurity is there because data will be passing in between the system. And then decision events. There is the third part of the type of event is called decision event. Decision events are end information events that contain more data. The idea is that more data events are results of better basis to decide relevance to the event. Therefore, smaller number of API calls are better informed to the API calls. So the decision events are something like end notification events. They are called as more data. It will be more data. You can simply understand as it is more data than data event. Cloud event formats. For example, this format is something like SAP events typically exposed to standard way following cloud event formats, which will be definitely metadata that contain consumer different platforms. Cloud events are specifically specification describing event data and the way jointly driven by the cloud native computing. That is called CNSF, number of software companies including the SAP. So this is a cloud events format. We can say it is a large amounts of data, um, more than data event. Okay, we can understand. So one more advantage here is real-time integrations and extensions. It has, and also it has the incremental growth of higher quality operations through the step-by-step addition of the event consumers and event sources. Event ecosystem under boundaries. So it has the ecosystem, organizational empowerment, social media communication style. So these are the advantages of EDA architecture. So simply we can say it is a real time and it will be advantageable than request reply system. Okay. And here realizing the event driven architecture is with SAP integration suite and advanced event mesh. Generally here we are discussing about how this decoupling is happening. Architecture consists of what are the main sources, event sources, brokers will be available, and the consumers will be available, and different types of the events such as notification event and a data event. We discussed about these two types of events, notification and data benefits of PDA. It will be business wise. They have advantages of coupling, decoupling, and improved fast tolerance also. Fault tolerance advantage will be smart business decisions taken able to take. Open ecosystem across the vendor boundaries. So whatever the system type or third party or SAP or whatever the system type, we can able to make a ecosystem between the different types of systems. And event-driven architecture use cases are crucial, highest level of real-world applications and technological strategy. Understanding specific use cases are architectural crucial service real-time operations. This is what we discussed. High responsiveness, it is very active, and asynchronous communication, it is one-way communication. And financial sectors, the transmission of IoT devices. Generally, you are already aware of transactions to the IoT devices. EDA improved speed, decouples dependency, and enables scalability. So these are the advantages for the EDA architecture. So here we are discussing about this is the decoupling option and real-time hyper automation option and breakdown soils and cross across the boundaries and pub and sub style of integration. This is what about the realization of the EDA. Let us see one some small design here. This is the HR related case study. So HR case study, we can see there is a success factor system. Suppose a new employee, new hire is happened. So once the hire is happened, the rest will automatically triggers a message to the event mesh, and event mesh will pass that message to SAP integration included via SMS. Once this is sent to the integration shoot, it will be picked by the corresponding API. API will send the particular data to the like email third party, or it may be Slack or MS Teams, or it may be the third party HR. So mail. These are the three. And this all acts works as a EDA. Okay, EDA tool. So the scenario of case study is here. You can see. Event-driven HR integration. Event-driven HR integration is combining SAP suite and advanced image integration. So three things are added here. So categories are decoupling, real-time, and hyper automation. So such situation goals are integration SAP based HR business process, non-SAP SaaS applications. Okay, and also successfactors standard approaches. So it is loosely coupled the way, so it directly sends the data and no need of the receiver, whatever it is, automated creation, enrichment of employees, and also HR systems or third party HR system. Benefits are SAP success factors are very intelligent service events, allow to stay very close a standard way of passing the messages, and also straightforward integrations, which are third party applications which are extended by the feature of SAP integration suite. So competitive advantage is there here. Today, tight labor market is attract the new talent for this EDA. And the implementation is employ modern integration styles and combining event-driven architecture API based. So generally, this event-driven architecture HR success factor system will be supporting from the long term. And second thing is event-driven integration suite advanced event mesh. It is a case categories, something like we can see here in the realizing products during promotions. For example, the Black Friday number of concurrent orders via both the web shop. So if an order is placed, how it will be processed. So external amount of concurrent orders can be handled by using synchronous approaches. Generally, it is a synchronous process, means two-way communication in case of ordering and receiving the invoice and etc. Okay. Using synchronous approach, we challenge back the end systems. There might be significant problems of non-reactive web shop. So sometimes the synchronous may not be responded or the response may not be received. So the deadlock will happen. These are the things. Benefits are generally we have some benefits of asynchronous things, web shops and style reactive end-to-end shield high loads. Brokers can start up the specific time frames. Okay, on specific time frames, they can able to move. They can see this is one of the option here. See, BTP is having like a web shop application, sending an option of IMQP request, and it will be passing to the corresponding integration suite. Here it will be sending to the AMQP REST adapter. And S4 HANA is taking the sales order. Here you can see this particular sales order is created. Once it create the sales order, it will pass the corresponding the subscription will be happened in the corresponding integration suite, and this particular request will be sending to the publish event to the corresponding business party in the target side. So this process is called the synchronous process of the communication. And one more type of communication across vendor event mesh. So this is one more type of communication. How it will happen, collecting the aggregation of events. So it will collect all the events aggregation and different event sources, brokers, and feed into S4HANA. So it will collect everything from all the sources, then brokers or sources, then it will send to the receiver party. That means receiver is S4HANA. Case categories, break down the files, cross vendor boundaries, real-time hyper automation. Situation goals are auto management, data, lack of market, storage, analysis, localized IT environments. These are the major things. And here latency of the mode 24 hours. So latency is the data may not be available across the countries, and also cross country affairs for things. Several aggregation steps and the redundancy costs can be reduced. The benefits are order management is added central S4 HANA's environment. It is a real time ordering. Okay, and also SAP integration should advanced event master glues together. Both are tightly coupled. Okay, and there is one more point, Kafka, that we will discuss again. Kafka and Azure Kafka, there are two things are there. Basically, when the brokers we have available, so that data will be transferred a very real time environment. Reduction in aggregation, major cost reduction. Prefix and desired local visibility is also advantage available in the particular this decoupled method. You can see here master data distribution MDD. This one is also one of the advantage for this particular case study. You can see this integration of SAP master data governance, which will be several SAP non-SAP systems. Generally, it will be the case categories. Decoupling is one advantage. Okay, so mostly SAP master data MDG is a central hub of master data management, asynchronous, and it is asynchronous in the option and loosely coupled rather transactional. integration decoupling dependencies. A push approach and several applications control changes are preferred. Benefits are advanced event mesh allows combining the push method. MDG mechanism will pull the mechanism target the system. So it will be do pull and push options. Generally, MDG will be connected with the synchronous method here. Incomplete decoupling of GB development and the target systems development. Additional buffering is needed. Standard enterprise benefits. Processing and monitoring targets also advantage here in the particular this method. And case 5 also there transforming distributor. So distribute the data from highly diverse backends, including event transformation. So you can distribute it by using the event transformation. Case categories are like mostly large number of different backends. S4HANA is leading to the system. Inbound and outbound considerations of data from S4HANA due to different backends data formats transferred is required. So generally, if it is transforming distributor, so what it will do, the distributor will be transform the particular data, and it will be highly diverse situations. Okay, so real-time S4 HANA is this is the basic concept we discussed already, and buffering will be there in the XTP clouds. Okay, so you can see these two diagrams to understand this. This is called the basic design, and this is our event mesh, and this is our suite integration and export. So it will be coupled via purchase order, and it will be sent API and the REST adapter, which will be also utilized for the side by options. Okay, this is the first one, publishing the event. Then second one is the organize the events, and third one is the transform the events into the. And here, in case of this option, you can see that inbound REST API requires a cloud connector here in this option. You can see Solon's message format here. You can see the S4HANA is sending the event first, and then it will be sent via the publisher event and MQP, and it will be the organizing in the BTP. Then it will be the SME adapter, which will be suit. It will be sending, and the last finally the subscribing by the business, or it will be ERP or the ERP components. Okay. And these are the blueprints enable the scalable, flexible, and adaptable systems accommodate the increasing complex processing logic and more prompt decoupling. Generally, it is the one of the advantage, more prompt decoupling. That means the systems may not know each other. Blueprint is master data distribution, that one, and main SAP non-SAP applications, real-time updates, it will be available. Push subscription based approach. Blueprint True is a transforming distributor. The second diagram we see combined event diagram integration and suite event model. And main no polling is needed. SAP suite leveraging the enrichment and transformation. Real-time notifications. Blueprint 3. It is generally for the modern integration styles and API integrations, small event contribution models, and also API backend side authentication. So this is the blueprint 1, 2, 3 options we are available. In case MDG you want to maintain, so MDG we can maintain in the blueprint one. Master data distribution is the one option in the blueprint one option. Category two, blueprint two, transforming the distributor option. Okay. And last final blueprint 3 is the real-time notification option. These are the things available here. You can see this publish master data event here. The master data event is published here, and the corresponding data will be passed by publish and AMQP into the BTP integration shoot. And then finally, this particular things will be AMQP subscribed to the event consumer 1, 2, 3. The corresponding consumer will take according to the subject requirement. Publishment will be happening here, event source, and this will be the event to filter, and it is coming to the transportation in the suite, and then it is coming to finally API to send the consumer. Here also you can observe this is a persona HANA network AMQP publishing event and also integration suite, and it will be sending to AMQP subscribe option, publish and subscribe option to the corresponding retrieve additional data to the third party final. Here in this blueprint, you can observe that this is a broker, Kafka. Here also you can see Azure broker. This is one more Azure broker. So Kafka broker will be tightly coupled broker. So it can be able to transform the data without any loss of data. So MQP and publisher, public pub sub here, advanced event mesh integrated BTP configured in BTP. Integration suite is there here. So this event mesh is separately configured with AMF, and then it will be subscribed by consumer and it will be consumed by API. So these are the main advantages here. And these are the cross vendor mesh. This is called Blueprint Pro. We observed there with the diagram. Shock observer. So collection of aggregation events, different vendor sources and brokers. So that is called cross vendor approach. Okay, diverse event sources, different consumers. Event mediation. Generally, it will be different applications. Okay, and shock observer is there. Event and SAP integrate advanced event mesh based on scenario buffering, extreme peak loads. Okay, buffering and decoupling cross vendor model. This is one advantage. So in the summary, we can able to say event-driven architecture is you looked at this session includes telecommunication, consumer goods, technology, food beverage, and also scenarios of HR integration, shock absorption, aggregation, and also data distribution. EDA blueprints also import including master data distribution, transformer distribution, real-time notifications across vendors, stack observers, blueprint provides framework. So that means, so these are the five types of blueprints of the architectures we can able to utilize for the EDA platforms. Where EDA is very flexible and event driven is going to be the pub and sub method. So mostly here, this slides we can able to understand what is EDA. Okay, we can go through the slides and understand well about the what is EDA architecture and how it will be used for the pub sub method. And most of the simple examples we can discuss. We already discussed it, like two examples. One is Uber cab booking. Another one is we can say the like integrations with the corresponding event architectures. Like for example, it may be Netflix. Okay, booking of Netflix. So this is one more simple understanding. Source publishing the event, and you can see the MQP REST repository here publishing the event, and this is a BTP where event mesh will be processing the queues. Once which are configured, then it will be going to the REST adapter, and it will be publisher publishing the event, and subscriber will be subscribing the particular event, sending to the S4 HANA party. Okay, these are the consumers. So these are just arrows which for understanding. So overview of event-driven ecosystem. Event sources are, so these are the sources: S4 HANA Cloud, S4 HANA Cloud, ERP, SuccessFactors, Market Cloud, Marketing Cloud, SAP Intelligence, CPQ, and other solutions third party. Event infrastructure, general integration, event mesh, and also event mesh, event routing. This is the main infrastructure required for the event progressing. Consumers, what we need here, consumer integration suite is required, build option, BTP service applications, S4 HANA required, third party, or S4 HANA cloud, we can able to integrate, BTP, Kaima runtime, if we have, we can able to integrate, and also you have the other SAP systems, third party systems, we can able to integrate. And SAP Event Mesh is also SAP Business Technology for BTP, server integration therefore deployed in the BTP. Native Event Broker S4 HANA added to the Event Mesh if you needed capability based on the Event Mesh. Here you can see integration suite, advanced event mesh, SAP integration suite, advanced event mesh offering components and more demanding scenarios. So full blown to the purpose of the event. SAP integration suite, advanced event mesh, enterprise performance, reliability, security, governance. Okay, these are the all advantages of EDA. Then see cloud solutions from SAP here, extensible standards, SAP on-premise solutions which you can connect, and this is BTP on top of that, and integration suite which is on the bottom, and event mesh. So event mesh connected to the integration suite and BTP on the top of everything. And this is the third party, whatever the third party systems we can able to connect. So this is a hybrid heterogeneous customer landscape we can say. Okay, SAP and non-SAP everything.